Hi, I'm Karen Espley, an award-winning business coach and author of The Profitable Business, How to Create a Thriving Business That Works for You in 7 Shortish Steps. This is number 2 of a series of 4 videos looking at how to increase the profits in your business without having to increase your sales. This one is looking at how to productize or package up your products or services for your clients. As a recap, let's just go through the 4 ways that you can increase profits in your business. The first is sales. The second is putting your prices up, which I covered in video 1. The third is to cut or manage your costs. And the final one is to look at efficiency, so that's things like automation and outsourcing your business. As I mentioned in the first video, I don't cover sales in this talk because there are plenty of other people out there who are much more qualified to talk to you about increasing your sales. So, this one is about how to productize what you do. So my first question is, how many of you sell time for money? Lots of hands going up, I should imagine, and it's certainly how I started out. I was charging, say in my first video, £50 an hour, but it made life very challenging because it actually wasn't going to deliver my clients what they needed from me. So, offering an hour here and an hour there just simply wasn't going to work. And I realised, having worked with a number of clients, that actually the way to get the best success working with me is that it's at least a 6-month program. So we start off with a planning and strategy session, and then we put together an action plan, and then we work over the next 6 months to put those actions into place. Either they do it themselves or I support them to do that. And that is what starts delivering them results. And in actual fact, most of my clients are with me for 12 months, and I've got one who's now been with me for over 2 years. So the hourly, let's do it whenever you like, really didn't deliver to my clients what they really needed. And I had a client who provides whole body cryotherapy, which is where you stand in a cabin and you get surrounded by mist that is minus 120 degrees centigrade for 3 minutes. It's absolutely freezing cold. Having tried it, I promise you it's very cold, but actually it has fantastic benefits for top level sports people or people who are very serious about their sports. And I won't go into science of it, but basically it enables them to recover much faster from their training and to train much harder. But they were doing what I was doing, so offering their sessions on a 1-by-1 basis, or offering sessions of in multiples like 4, 8, 12 sessions. But when I sat down and spoke to them, we sort of said, well, what is going to give your clients the best result? And it turns out that in order to get the best out of whole body cryotherapy, having the odd session here and there just simply wasn't going to work. So what they really needed was to have a session of 3 sessions in the first week and 2 sessions in the following 2 weeks, and then ideally, if they were really serious, then 2 sessions a week going forward, or 1 session, but they would still get the benefits from having the 1 session. So we created a package which was the starter pack, which was get yourself up and running, of 7 sessions, and then there were maintenance packages of either 2 a week or 1 a week, so those were wrapped up into a monthly package of either 8 or 4 sessions, which people would just pay on a recurring basis. So recurring revenue off the back of it, which is also fantastic. So the benefits of productizing what you do are that you become in control of the process. You are the expert, you know what you're doing, and you know what works for your clients, so you're actually providing real value to them. So rather than them feeling like they're having to ask you and say, oh, that's too expensive, you are able to go, in order for you to get the best benefit from this, the service or product that you need is this. So you get perceived as the specialist and the expert. You're providing value to them because you're actually giving them something that you know is going to work for them, and it makes it easy for them to make a decision because you're guiding them through the process. So I've got a really good example from a web design or brand design agency, and this was how they used to work before they productized what they did. So if you're looking at rebranding or developing a new website, it's a really slow and painful process. For those of you who've been through it before, you'll understand. So you start off with this understanding what, explaining what you want, then they come back to you, and this emails come backwards and forwards. You might be too busy to answer, they'll be chasing you, you don't like what they've sent through, so you send back some comments, and backwards and forwards. And it can take up to 3 months before you finally get to somewhere that you're happy with. And as the brand design agency, that's painful, because if you're not charging until the end, that's 3 months you have to wait before you get your money. So at a start off, they should be charging something at the front end, and then charging for the rest of it at the end. But and it's painful for the person who wants their brand redone, because it's taking 3 months. When you want your brand done, you want your brand done. So they came up with this cunning way of productizing what they do. So they offered 3 different solutions. So the first one is a discovery session, which they offered for free. It was a 30-minute chat to understand what the potential client was looking for. And then they had 2 further options. So the first was a strategy session, which they would get a much clearer understanding of what the client wanted, and really get under the cover of what it was that they were looking for, what they liked, what they didn't like, so they really understood. And off the back of that, they would get a report which covered off the main areas of their business, and that cost £465. And then they have a 1-day workshop. So take that information there, which, by the way, the client could then take that strategy report and take it to somebody else, or they could continue working with them on the workshop, which would take them through the entire process. So by the end of a day's workshop, the client would pretty much have a complete set of brand guidelines. The advantage of this being that this would be like a half-day session, and this would be a full-day session, but that meant that within the space of less than a month, depending on when they got the orders, the timings of the workshops and the sessions, was that they would have a fully fledged brand. And by getting everybody in the room, there was none of this backwards and forwarding, and everybody was there and sat down and worked on it until they got it finished. Now, what I particularly like about this sign-up form is, this was I talk about helping guide the customer, is they talk them through, and then you can just sort of say, and which one feels like the right one for you. So they can tick. Hopefully they'll tick the strategy in the workshop, and then the beauty of it is they would sign it and date it at the time. So the agency could, in theory, walk away with an order there and then. And then this amazing double whammy of loveliness, they then also offered these on sales. So they said to the clients that if you ordered the workshop, we will offer you a 10% discount off the stationery pack and web design. So again, they had an incentive for their clients to get the subsequent pieces of work off the back of it. Absolutely genius. So your challenge is to look at what you do and can you turn it into a program. And the way to look at this is to ask yourself, what is the most logical way to deliver your products or services to your customers, and then you create a program around that. So like we did with the whole body cryotherapy business, like this brand agency did with them. And then what both the cryo business and the brand agency have done is provided additional on services that then allow the clients to continue working with them on a different basis. So buying extra packs, or getting their website built, or getting the stationery pack. In my case, it's when my clients are ready to fly the coop, they still want accountability, so I offer an accountability package so that people can still meet with me, usually over Zoom, once a month, to just keep them on target. So that's your challenge, is to have a look at what else that you can provide. So if you'd like any more information, you can watch the video in one go. It's only 35 minutes, so you can get this link here and go and sign up for it there. or I have an ebook which is basically the same, but it has more information than that's in these videos, and the link to sign up to it is there. And I've got all sorts of other useful tools and downloads which you can get on my website, and the link to that is there. So, next video is how to manage or reduce your costs to increase profitability. See you on the next one.